How you doing, y'all? Welcome to Confidence. Today, we've got a very special episode because we are going to be doing a flirting masterclass. I'm going to go through all the ins and outs of how to approach somebody, how to signal somebody, the differences between man versus woman. I just want to jam pack all I know when it comes to flirting and picking people up because you know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of the damn dating apps. I mean, I'm not on them at all. I swear on my life, I haven't touched a dating app in years. But that's why I'm coming here and I'm giving you the knowledge because this is all firsthand experience. This is all stuff that I do on the daily, or at least I try. I guess that sounds sus, right? Because you're like, wow, you're a whore. No, I am not a whore. And that's the best part is like, I'm a retired whore. No, that's not what it is. I'm a flirting whore. And there's a huge difference between a flirting whore and a regular one. And I am the first type. You know what I'm saying? I like the attention, but here's my whole thing. I really want to kind of just go over all the little things that, you know, is involved in flirting. We're talking about eye contact. We're talking about spacing. We're talking about body language. I'm going to give you guys some psychology tips. I've got it down to a science, to be honest. But we're going to talk everything from the approach to signaling, you name it. We're going to talk about it. Really excited to go over all this. It makes me giddy. Honestly, you know, it's weird. There's one time I was writing down in my notebook, I was journaling, and I was writing down, I was like, what are the things that I love to do in the world? Honestly, or think about this for a half a second. What are the things that you love to do? For real. I was sitting down and I was thinking about it and I was like, what are some of the things I love to do? I'm like, I love listening to music, windows down, music on, going to festivals, a really good conversation with friends, somebody that could pick my brain, love sarcasm. Ooh, amazing. Maybe riding a bike. I haven't done that in a while. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm like, I like riding a bike, but I don't know. But here's the thing. One of the things I wrote down on there, and seriously, I'm not joking. Like, I really do feel like I really love the thrill of flirting. Like I thoroughly enjoy that part of it a lot. Maybe this is probably why I'm single. You know what I'm saying? Cause like that is the part of the process that I love, having that freedom to go talk to anybody. Again, not in like a slutty fashion. Like I don't need multiple partners, but just the vibe of like, I don't know, I guess the adrenaline rush of just going and picking somebody up, I feel like is fucking dope. And I feel like it's something that I've really worked at and honed. So again, there's a lot of tips, again, from personal experience. And I like to believe, I've been pretty successful when it comes to that aspect of my life. Anyways, okay, I digress. All right, before we get into that, you know me, I love to give my spiel about my life and what the hell's going on, and a little bit of follow-up from last episode. So last episode, Mr. Steal Your Girl, go listen to it if you haven't. It's fire. But I talked about how I interacted with that girl that, had a boyfriend, whatever. Just a little follow-up. We have not talked since. Homegirl went on her story and was posting her and her man making out. She went off the, you know what I'm saying, hard post and everything. So I guess they're back on the map. I guess they're back together. I feel used. I feel used, okay? It feels like I was involved to spook him. And now that we spooked him, now they're into. This is what happens though. At the beginning of relationships, when you guys aren't fully adjusted yet, you guys got to match each other's worthiness. And sometimes, ladies, what y'all do is a little sus, but you get other guys involved. You show the guy, yo, you fuck around with me and I'm going to find somebody else. And I guess that's kind of what happened. And listen, maybe they're going to be happy. I hope I really do hope they're going to be happy. I always wish for that for everybody I interact with. All right, let's get into flirting. And honestly, it's funny. Remember how I say at the beginning of this podcast that I feel like I'm a flirting whore? It's true. And here's the thing. Okay, this girl DM'd me, right? On the podcast Instagram. Oh, and if you guys ever want to ask questions and you have questions for the show, just DM me. Send them in a DM, voice note, or just text. I read all of them eventually. But yes, anything you want to know on the actual podcast, fucking send it in the DMs to me, podcast account, either one, TikTok or Instagram. But with that being said, this girl said, if you're ever in New York, New Jersey, come get a facial. I got you. She said, not flirting, I swear, LOL. And I was like, I literally only do flirting. I am not going to show up to a first off, actually for a facial, I probably would show up no flirting. But my whole thing is I'm like, what why would I not flirt at the next location? And that's where we're going to start. Okay. Because here's the deal. The people with dating apps, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, is like, yo, every single time you walk out of your front door, there is an opportunity to flirt or meet somebody out in the wild. That's what you need to understand. As long as you are leaving your house, there is plenty of opportunities every single day to meet somebody. Think about my last week that I've just had. When I went out to the fucking hotel bar, there was at least one or two people that I probably wanted to talk to and then I didn't. There was one girl who went up to the rooftop bar that I saw by the bathroom and we locked eyes, and I know I should have said something, but I was too lazy. We tried to go upstairs, but then it was closed. I've been having little opportunities like that all week. Next time I was sitting at the coffee shop and there was this girl walking her dog. Yeah, she was far as fuck from me. She was like 20 feet away from me. But yo, I'm at the point in my life where I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? If I see somebody attractive, I will go and talk to you. At the gym, yo, talk to this girl at the gym. She's really cute girl working out there. All this happened this week. And again, think about the locations. Gym, out, and at the coffee shop. All things I do in the wild. And why do I do them in the wild? Because I want to meet people. That's the thing. Honestly, this is going to sound radical, but the gym for me, love the gym. Don't get me wrong, like working out, but I really like working out just for the idea of being able to possibly meet somebody. That sounds wild, but it's just the truth. I love the motivation. I love when there's women around. I love being able to have that opportunity to possibly flirt with somebody and meet somebody. Dead ass. Even going to the coffee shop. It's really not about the coffee shop that much. I don't care about coffee. Think I care about coffee? Fuck no. The baristas are cute. There's people outside. There's a whole wide world out there. And I guess that's what I'm trying to fucking tell you is you just got to make your life adventurous. And my whole thing is you can meet anybody anywhere. And that's what you need to start recognizing and get off the fucking apps. When you're sitting in your house on the app, to me, you're wasting your time. That's hours that you could be doing something for yourself out in the wild, such as a hobby or the gym or a coffee shop or a co-working space or volunteer work or philanthropy work or just a bullshit service job. I don't care what the fuck it is. This part of your life, you have to get unstructured. You understand what I'm saying? You have to go make shit happen. If you want to go find somebody dope, go make it happen. Here I go. I'm on my fucking soapbox. We started already. But here's the thing. Long story short. The girl at the gym. So there's this cute girl at the gym, and essentially I feel like she was in there. Okay, first off, I take a little bit of shrooms. I've been microdosing shrooms before I go to the gym now because I don't really like to smoke. Oh, also new update of my behavior. I haven't really been smoking weed at all. Honestly, I think it really is for the better. Here's what I'm recognizing about weed. I love weed and I will smoke socially now. And here's the thing. Every once in a while, will I take a bowl hit? Yeah, sure. Maybe once or twice a week. Sure. Maybe I'll have something. I haven't bought weed since February. It's been 2 months. But what I recognize is if you're doing that constantly, what I recognize is it kind of makes you more anxious. It really does. Because think about it. When you're smoking, for the most part, yes, there's times where you're just vibing and it's chill. And don't get me wrong, I used to smoke every day. It's not the end of the world. But what I recognize is a lot of the times you're fighting off these anxious thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you get way too high. Then you're overthinking a lot. You're ruminating a lot. And what I recognize is when you are constantly doing that to your brain and your body and your mind, yes, is it affecting you health-wise? I don't think so. But to me, it's just the fact of overthinking and having your brain being stimulated in a paranoid way on a daily basis. To me, what that does is it programs your subconscious to overthink more. And what happens is when you get stressed, you then go and smoke more. So it's fucking hard to get out of that cycle. Anyways, so I guess I switched drugs and now I take a little bit of shrooms. And again, not the amount of shrooms where I'm tripping balls in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. But it feels really good to have a little something. Long story short, I'm in the gym. Yeah, I'm shroom tripping a little bit. Not really. I'm sitting there. I'm stretching. This girl walks in, all black outfit, looking fire, has her hat down. I felt like she kept looking at me. I really did. That's the thing. I don't really know, but I felt like she kept looking at me. And that's one mindset thing I want you to take is assume everybody likes you. If you assume everybody likes you, you have a way better chance than assuming No one does. That's the key, right? Yo, is the glass half full or half empty? No, neither one is incorrect. You know what I'm saying? It's entirely possible she didn't really care about me that much, but just the idea and holding on to the belief that people will find you attractive, I mean, that makes all the fucking difference in the world. And we're going to talk about confidence in a second. So anyways, homegirl's stretching. She's next to me. She's about 5 feet away from me. I don't really say anything, but I could just feel this energy. And again, maybe I just make that up with everybody. Everybody in my life, I'm like, ooh, there's this energy. She fucking glanced at me one time. I'm like the only person in the room. So she moves over, and at one point she's like, oh, like she like got in my area. She's like, sorry, like, you know what I mean? Like she's like one of those like girl things, like, oh, like, am I in your space? I'm like, no, you're good. I was like, don't worry about it. Why don't you take the spot? So, you know, we walk around the gym. I'm doing my thing, and then I'm doing my fucking my hip thrust. You know, I'm getting my ass fat. She's watching me fucking thrust the air with fucking force. I think she was looking. Again, maybe I'm making all this up. So we, you know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes go by. We're doing our workout. She keeps walking to the water fountain. Now, granted, she doesn't have a water bottle. And again, in my mind, I'm like, oh man, maybe she really does want me to say something. Okay, let me do it. So yo, bro, I did the wildest. I'm not even gonna lie. I did the wildest move. She walks to the water fountain right now. So she walks past me. She walks to the bathroom. Now, to the right of the bathroom is where the shelving is, right? That's where you put your shit. I walk to the shelving unit. So she's in front of me, right? I'm to her right behind her. She can't see me, but a little bit far. We're talking about like 5 to 7 feet. So I put my shit away, put my water down, and then I just wait. I stand there and I wait. She turns around to walk back into the gym to like go back to her spot. I walk next to her. This girl has his headphones on, and I'm telling you, her hat is low as fuck. I walk in her path. I swear to God, walk in her path. She's like, oh, she kind of gets like startled, like, oh shit. She's like, hey, what's going on? I was like, yo, what's up? Maybe only I could do shit like this. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, this shit is not hard because I'm at the point where I don't care. Here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. There's always going to be that fear of rejection. I have it every single time. Any single time I go up to an attractive girl, you have those butterflies. You have those nerves. You're going to talk a little bit fast. You're going to say things that you might not really like. But anyways. So I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, hi. You know what I'm saying? She like takes her like headphones out. I was like, your back is crazy. Cause she had like a jacked ass back. She's like, oh, thank you. That really means a lot. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get my fucking leg workout in. I was like, I don't even know what I'm really doing in here, to be honest. She's like, yeah, I don't know. She's like, I'm just doing legs today. I was like, oh, what are you hitting? She's like, oh, I'm hitting quads. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, yeah, honestly, you know, I was about to leave, but I'm trying to figure out what else I want to do. I was like, yo, why don't you tell me what to do? I'm making this girl pick my next workout. I'm like, what? Yo, why don't you tell me what to do? I was like, what's really good for like, you know, my front of my quads? So now I'm just like inquisitive. I'm asking her questions, just about what I should be doing in the gym. And we got into a conversation. She's like, oh, like, I think you should like really do goblet squats. I feel like that really like works like the front end of your quads, something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we're sitting there, we're like bantering for a little bit. I'm just like talking to her about, I don't know, fucking legs or something. And then out of nowhere, she's like, oh yeah, like, she's like, I was going to do back today. She's like, speaking of back, I was like, I was going to do back today, but I actually switched to legs. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, same. I was like, weird. Because legit for me, same thing. I was like, I was going to do the same thing, but then I got in here and I saw a lot of people were in here. So I decided to be in here. She was like, oh, I saw that there was a lot of people in that, you know, the other gym, the upper body gym. And I came over to this one because there was less. I was like, yeah, we do different things. And she's like, oh yeah, my boyfriend's in the other room. And I was like, oh my fuck. It's like, boyfriend. As soon as I heard that, I knew it was game over. And I was like, okay, now she's done. But what's interesting is, I'm telling you, it was weird. It's not like she was stopping from talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Her body language, and we're going to talk about body language. Her body language was definitely like, yo, I'm engaging in this conversation. It wasn't like that walking away type behavior. I definitely startled the fuck out of her. She seemed a little bit younger. After I got like up to her and in her face, I recognized, I was like, oh, maybe she's a little like nervous or anyways. So anyways, I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, oh, let me go do some goblet squats. Now at that point, now my body, as soon as I heard boyfriend, I swear to God, I think my body turned, like physically turned. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, okay, that's immediately over. Now, of course, she brings it up. And this is one of the things that you need to recognize as a dude. Yo, if she says something like that, dude, game over. Just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. Here's the thing. The W for me, and that's what I told myself. So, okay, so let me wrap this up. We then like walk away. I end up doing goblet squats, which is awkward because she has now told me what to work out, but she's also now told me that she has a boyfriend. So now I'm standing next to her about 5 feet away from her doing the squats that we talked about doing. And yeah, I don't know. It wasn't that weird. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever. Like, now you're just my friend. You're just my homie. Now I could, like, every time I see her, I can just like wave or, keep it chill. Now we're homies. But yeah, I guess to my point is like, yo, there's just times where, okay, it's not going to fucking work out, or they legit have a boyfriend. Like, I'm pretty sure I think I might have seen her boyfriend before. I didn't remember. It didn't register until like afterwards. Like, oh fuck, wait. Yeah. Maybe that girl does have a boyfriend. But anyways, just the fact that like I went up to her and said something, huge W. You know what I'm saying? It is going to help your confidence so much just actually doing it. Okay, what I really want to get into is now just the technicalities behind all this. Again, so number one, first thing, I want you to recognize that in your week, right, from a social perspective, every single time you walk out your front door, you have an opportunity to meet somebody. And that's what I'm trying to say is, if you can build that confidence and you could just start taking risks, and that's what flirting really is all about, or picking people up or approaching people in general, you got to recognize that each time that you see somebody attractive, you got to be willing to take a risk. And that's the more that you take them, the more comfortable that you're going to get and the easier it's going to become. I'm telling you now, compared to like 2-3 years ago, probably even more, like 4 or 5, even back then, I feel like I was decent, but cold walking up to people is not very like easy to do. But again, it takes a lot of practice. And I guess that's what I'm trying to tell you. Yo, I mean, I can give you the tips right now, but the reality is your body, that fear is going to fester. You have to work through and push through that fear and push through that discomfort. And seriously, and this goes for girls and for guys. You got one life. You really got one life. And most of these people, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Even the girl in the gym, right? Does it really matter? Does it really matter that I walked up to her and said something? Even if I was fucking weird as fuck. Honestly. Does it really matter? It really does not. And that's what you need to recognize about your life is you could sit here and you could listen to all the bullshit advice on TikTok and again, even for girls, right? And we're going to talk about the difference between signaling and approaching in a minute. But my whole thing is, even if you're a girl, yo, this is your life. Take control. Take responsibility. If you want to meet somebody dope and you see somebody attractive in public, it's on you. It's not on them. I want you to take responsibility for every single situation. If you see an attractive person out and you guys don't interact, don't turn around and say, well, oh, they didn't say something to me. That's bullshit. You found them attractive. That's your life. If you want results, if you want to meet people, you need to take responsibility for creating that connection. And I'm telling you right now, as a woman, yo, I'm pretty sure there's like a statistic. It's like 80% of relationships that really fucking work out, the woman chose and approached the man or said something to the man or signaled to the man. And that's what we're going to talk about today, right? Is like, you could absolutely signal something as a woman. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about. I feel like the difference between men and women in terms of that initial approach, for number one, right? Find somebody attractive. Let's say you see somebody attractive. If you're a woman, right? I truly believe there are ways to provide signals, right? So let's say if I was helping you out, right? And we're in public and you see a fucking hot dude and I'm just your genie on your shoulder. And let's just imagine you're at like a coffee shop, or let's say I imagine you're at the bar or something. And you see a hot dude and I'm going to ask you this question. Did you give him a signal? Did you give him a signal? Did you in any way use your eye contact, smiling, teeth, body language to show this person that you have interest? Because as a girl, that's really what it takes. It's signaling. And here's the thing too. I personally, if I was helping you directly and you're a woman, I'm going to tell you to say something. Seriously. Like just as I would a man, and for a man, different. I want you to lead the conversation. But for a girl, I just want you to even just make the approach. Just say something. I really don't care what it is, but just anything. And that's the thing too. Okay, so there's one time, this girl at my gym, probably one of the most beautiful girls in that gym that I've ever seen. She actually, one day, I was on a fat edible, and she approached me, and I got fucked up because I'm not joking. I was the one who was nervous. Because she approached me, I kind of got scared. Swear to God. I was fumbling around. I didn't know what to say. I was saying weird things. I was like slurring like on my words. I didn't even know how to even approach it. But she approached me all regular. I really believe if I wasn't high, it would have been a way different situation. Also, hence the reason I don't really like smoking as much anymore, especially, first off, if you're going in public and you're going to be social, bro, no weed. No weed. I'm serious. You will not talk to no one. You won't. Because that shit will keep you in your head. Do not smoke before you go out. Have drinks. Do something else. Pop a Molly. But don't smoke weed before you go out. You want to smoke weed when you get home after you got no pussy? Fine. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Drown in your sorrows. But you get what I'm saying? I need you to be on point. And that's the other thing about me in the gym is like I can't get too fucked up before I go in there anymore because, it's my breeding ground. But anyways, this girl approached me and like that's what I'm trying to say is like, just because she approached me doesn't mean she is not feminine. You know what I'm saying? It's not feminine to say something to somebody because all she did was walk up to me and have a conversation. That doesn't mean she wants to fuck me. That doesn't mean that, she's got it in the bag. Because that's the thing too. It's like she made that approach. I kind of acted funky. And after that moment, it felt like I was chasing it. After that moment, it's like we didn't even exchange information. I just saw her again at the gym and then I would talk to her more. So that's the other thing too. Like if you have a spot where you meet somebody, and we're going to talk about a little bit like with closing too. The thing is, you don't need to necessarily go for the contact information right away if you're in a situation where you know you're going to see that person again, right? So if you're at the gym, a place where you know that you're going to see that person consistently, all you really need to do is have a friendly conversation. You don't even need to do anything wild. You don't even need to say you like them. You don't even need to say that they're attractive. You literally just need to walk up to them and just start a conversation. Honest. But again, if we're talking about a situation where it's a one and done, I mean, this is where the big time risk taking comes in. And honestly, where it's really even better because again, what is the likelihood you're even going to see them again if you fuck something up? So that should also be like a plus for you. If you're never going to see somebody, go big or go home. My whole thing. So let's say, now I'm going to reference the girl that was walking her dog. I never said anything to her because she was super far. I would have had to run probably 30 to 40 feet to catch up to her. And that would have been just out of control. But with that being said, like, if she was anywhere closer, I'd walk up to her and I would start walking next to her and just start a conversation. Hey, I like your dog. Like, what is that? What kind of dog is that? You see how it just like, I just started a conversation. Is somebody going to stop you? Is somebody going to turn around and be like, fuck you, bitch? Like, no, most people are like wanting that to happen too. That's the greatest part is most people are open to a conversation to begin with, right? We're all sitting here. We all like that attention. We all want connection in a way. Yes. If it's somebody that approaches in a way that doesn't make us feel comfortable and safe, is that like a big no-no? Yeah, that's not fun. But think about it. If you are approaching somebody with confidence and with true friendliness and with true openness, I would say 99% of the time you are going to get a good response. Even if the person doesn't find you attractive, even if the person doesn't really want you, it really comes down to the way that you are saying something to him or going up to him. If you come with confidence, if you come with openness, you come with friendliness, just like think about a golden retriever like coming up to you and sniffing your leg. You're gonna be like, fuck you, bitch. You're gonna kick that dog? No. You'd probably be like, oh my God, what's his name? You're gonna be like, what is it, Jeffrey? But you get what I'm saying? I want you to kind of be able to have that energy. Okay, so the difference between men and women on the initial though, again, to me is women signal and men approach. Right. So as a woman, again, would I push you to approach? Yes. But I would say on the majority, a lot of y'all, again, you don't necessarily want to do that. So let's just start small. Signal something. And again, anything, eye contact, smiling, let that person know you're in the room. If you're at a coffee shop and you see a cute guy, little things, sit next to him, right? Pick the table that's closest to him, right? Half the time you hear stories about a girl that's like, oh, I saw this really hot guy. And then what did I do? I put my head down and I didn't say shit. I looked at my phone the whole time and I ignored him. And it's like, you're not going to make anything happen like that. And again, you're the one who's in control of your own life, right? If you want things to happen, you got to make them happen. There's no one else to blame here. So again, if you're women, signal again. The question I want you to answer every single time that you see a cute guy, and again, you go in public and you want to make something happen, I want you to think in your head, Chris is going to ask me, what signal did I give him? What signal did you make to that person? Okay, now for the men. Approaching. Listen, the reality is this, and again, women, you could take some tips from this too. You got to practice getting rejected. You got to practice taking the risk. And that's what it really comes down to. This is all risk taking. It really comes down to that. If you see somebody cute, I don't care what the fuck you do. Seriously. Now, again, do I think there's a right way to go about it? Yes. There's times, and this is what I wrote down. There's hard stops, there's proceed with caution times, and then there's green lights. If you're getting a signal, that means green light. If she's looking at you, gawking at you, smiling at you, in any way, shape, or form, kind of giving you that vibe or that energy, green light. That means go up to her at any time and literally just say hi. Hey, how you doing? Oh, and honestly, okay, one huge tip for approaching people is environment matters. Environment matters. Be observant. Look at the things that they're doing. Look at the things that they're wearing. Like I said, the dog walking girl, what did I do? I didn't go up to her, hey, ma, you're fucking beautiful as shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that. I'm going to treat her like a regular ass average Joe girl. Like, you're just some girl that I just saw. So what I'm going to do is, okay, she's walking her dog. Okay, easy way to break the ice. If I want to break the ice, let me use the dog. Oh, shit. I love your dog. Can I pet it? That's annoying. I don't need... You know what I'm saying, though? Oh, what's his name? Oh, I thought he was really cool. The owner looks, you're really dope too. I really like you as well. Wait, do you live here? Oh yeah, you live here? Oh, that's cool. I always go to this coffee shop. I'm always working here. Wait, what do you do for work? You understand what I'm saying? I'm just getting right into just a regular conversation. I'm not sitting there making comments about her physical appearance. And again, approach, I'm going to say it again. Take your time. Think about this. And the way I see it is kind of like sales. You have to build that emotional safety first, right? You have to build the rapport first. So that's what I want you to think about when you're making this approach. I'm approaching this person like I would somebody that's a friend. You could keep it a little bit flirty. Again, are they going to kind of know what the vibe is? Probably. Again, you're walking up to them and you're saying something. I feel like they're going to understand what the interaction is. But again, having a little bit of that flair, having a little bit of that mystery, and just the confidence to talk to them about regular shit. That's the thing is like, again, if you're walking up and just, again, front loading your offer, right? Again, in sales, would you, let's say you were selling a pen to somebody, right? The old like, okay, if you were to sell this pen to somebody, how would you do it? If you just walk up to them, hey, this pen is really awesome, buy it. Are they going to fucking buy it? No. We have to find out why they want that pen. What are you going to start to do? I'm going to have a conversation with you about it first, right? And that's the same thing you need to do when you're approaching a woman, right? It's like you don't want to just chuck yourself out there. Hey, I just think you're beautiful and like I want your contact information. We're throwing out the offer and the solution way too quick. I want you to go understand their pain points. I want you to go understand who they are a little bit first. Again, build a little bit of that comfort and chemistry and kind of get it to a friendly level first. So again, on the approach, it's all about taking risk. On top of that, use your environment, be observant, and use the things that they're wearing, use the things that they're doing as the initial ice break comment. I feel like that's the easiest thing to do. Again, in the coffee shop, you could say something about the coffee that they bought. I'm trying to think at the gym, again, I made the comment about the girl's back. I'm like, yo, your back is fucking fire. She looks looking crazy. I understand it's a physical comment, but I'm not commenting on I'm not like, yo, your ass is huge. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, yo, your ass is fire. Like, no, I'm just like, yo, oh, you work hard. And then again, she appreciates that, right? She's a gym girl. So what is she going to appreciate? She's going to appreciate when somebody sees that she's working hard. So you have to understand this and try to utilize, again, just your observations and the environment to make a comment. And the other thing too is timing is very important. So we talked about the red light, the yellow light, and the green light. Green light is like, okay, if she's giving you a signal, go. Proceed with caution to me is finding the spaces in between where it feels more appropriate to have a conversation. For instance, if we're at the gym, red light situation would be she's in the middle of her set. She's working out. She's in the middle of a workout, or she's in the middle of a set, or she's just sitting in between sets. To me, that's not a good time to talk to her. Yellow, proceed with caution. At the gym, it would look like, to me, she's walking to get water. She's at the front desk. She's at the stretching area. That to me is more of a yellow light. Okay, proceed with caution. Kind of see the vibe a little bit. If she's in the zone, kind of give her relax a little bit. But if she's kind of chilling there, maybe she doesn't have her headphones on. Again, women signaling, right? If you're next to a hot guy at the gym and you want him to talk to you, take your fucking headphones out. This is, again, it's the little things like this that are going to make the difference. And I want you to think about that when you're in the wild. And again, timing is very important. So if you pick a good time, you make a comment based on the observation of the environment, start a conversation. Okay, now we're in the conversation. A couple key things that we need. And this is for both parties again. Number one, eye contact. Eye contact is huge. And especially as a guy, I want you to really consciously think about looking this girl dead in the eyes. Try your best to focus just on looking at her in the eyes. She might not be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be looking away and things, but having that presence and having that confidence, I'm telling you, a girl notices. She does notice. There's a huge difference between a guy that's kind of like looking all over the place and kind of being nervous. And again, it takes practice. You're just going to have to do it over and over and over. But again, consciously remembering this when you're approaching somebody. So again, eye contact, very important. Having a presence. Okay, let's talk about spacing. Whenever I'm talking to a person, okay, we're going to talk about body language here too. Like, you really do have to read their body language, and you have to almost kind of catch their vibe on how close you should be standing. I don't want you to be hovering on top of them, right? I kind of want there to be about a foot or 2 feet of space in between you. I kind of want you to kind of give her a little bit of space so she doesn't feel like you're on top of her. But the other thing is, I've seen a lot of guys try to have a conversation with a girl, and what you're doing is you're nervous, so you're standing really far back. It's going to, first off, if she has to ask to hear what you're saying, she says, what? Bro, you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a presence that's like, I'm here, but I'm not overbearing. So think about the spacing. I'm telling you, all this shit matters. It matters. Think about how much space is in between y'all. You understand what I'm saying? So be at a good distance between her. Give her a little bit of space so she doesn't feel like you're crowding her. So if she wants to escape, again, we have to let that go. And again, not far enough away where it's not really confident. So you got good spacing. You got good eye contact. You're breaking the ice with something flirty and fun. Again, not like overly flirty, but just, friendly. If you got a little fucking Rizz, you get it. You understand what I'm saying? Again, a little bit of personality goes a long way. Let it shine. That's one thing I'm going to say too. Be your fucking self. Whatever weirdness you have, let it out. Let it out. If you like, but I'm fucking weird. I don't care. Did you hear what I fucking said to the girl that I walked up to? I was like, hey, you know what I mean? I'm like, I like your back. Looks great. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like me, I'm moving on to the next person. I'm going to see fucking Susie tomorrow. I'm going to see Jennifer on Friday. I'm going to meet people every single day of my life. It is what it is. We can't look at every single opportunity like it's the end of the world. I want you to look at every opportunity in person like you were swiping on a dating app. You know how easy it is to go left and right? You're telling me again, in your world, you can't find people? I challenge you. This week, 7 days, go out into the wild. And if you tell me that you haven't seen at least 2 or 3 attractive people while you're doing your regular stuff at the bus stop, again, going to school, going to work, you're lying to me. So my whole point is, every single time you see an attractive person, it's an opportunity for you to practice. And you can even look at it like that as well. So let's get back into the technicalities. Okay, so we talk about eye contact. We talk about spacing. Smiling, good vibes, good energy, very important, right? We want to make the person feel comfortable. And again, especially for women too, right? Like, this is really important. Again, the girl that approached me at the gym, she came up to me, just had a regular conversation. She was chilling, vibes. And honestly, sometimes we think too much into it, right? Like we just really need to be friendly and have a good conversation. And I'll tell you what's a really easy way to keep the conversation going. So a lot of people are like, okay, but like, what do you talk about? First off, again, I told you, environment, hugely important. But what I will say is this: the easiest thing to do when you feel like you're running out of things to say is ask them a question about themselves. Oh my gosh. It's so easy for them to just open up and start telling you things about themselves, right? Make it very easy for them to have a conversation. So we do that by being very interested in them. Yo, what are you working out today? Oh, what do you think I should do in here? Like what workouts do you like? Oh, I really like these workouts. It's breaking the ice. It's making the energy of the conversation kind of lessen. And that's what I want you to do, right? Is focus on trying to, because think about it. If you're approaching somebody, are they going to be nervous? Yes. Just as nervous as you are about having that conversation, that other person is nervous too. And I want you to think about that, right? I want you to take responsibility for making the situation comfortable. And you do that by having a continuous free-flowing conversation, by not over-amping it up, by not sexualizing the conversation, just making it regular, just making it friendly. Again, good eye contact, smiling, good spacing. Again, if you're doing these things, you're already on your way, right? This person more than likely already just likes your energy and your vibe to begin with. All right, now let's talk about closing the deal. So there's multiple ways to close the deal, but again, the timing of all this stuff really matters. We don't want to close too fast, but we also don't want to over prolong the conversation either, right? We kind of have to find a really good time in the conversation to stop, because again, it's heightened emotions, it's heightened energy. So for both parties, it's uncomfortable just speaking to a brand new person for like 30 minutes. Unless, again, you're at a bar, you're at a place where it's more normal to do that, right? Let's say you're at the gym. Yo, keep that conversation. In my opinion, a gym conversation should not go longer than 4 minutes. Tops. I'm dead ass about that. You could do a little bit longer, but to me, first off, I'm in my own workout. I'm doing things, right? You're busy. You still need to prioritize yourself. So here's the thing. There's multiple ways to do it. Again, you got to catch the vibe. If it's really a strong vibe, and especially at a place like the gym, I might go right for the Instagram right after I'm having that 4 or 5 minute conversation. Now, if we go back to my story where the girl said she had a boyfriend, okay, exit, done. I'm not going to ask you for your Instagram. I'm not closing any deal. I'm walking away. Also, the other thing too is reading the body language is very important. Oh, we did skip this step. Reading their body language when you approach is very important. So I'm going to teach you guys a really funny thing about body language and conversation. Here's something that's really fucking cool. So what I learned is when you are having a conversation with a friend or somebody where the vibe is going well, you guys will inadvertently be mimicking each other. And I swear to God, I want you to do this, right? I want you to pay attention to the next time you're having a conversation with anybody that is a friend. Maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a family member, whoever it is. If you guys are having a conversation, more than likely, and you guys are having an engaging conversation, the way that your body language is the exact same. If I'm sitting in the chair and I have both my elbows on the chair, you are probably doing the same thing. If I have my hand on my chin, you probably have your hand on your chin. I know it sounds fucking radical, but I'm telling you, try it in your world right now. I'm so serious. So when you're having a really good conversation with somebody, your body language is actually going to be mimicking each other. So if the person actually wants to have that conversation with you, more than likely their shoulders will be turned towards you, and more than likely they'll have a similar position, body language to you, and also good eye contact and good vibes and good energy. Now, the opposite is also true. If their body language is an opposite of you, right? So let's say you're standing facing them and they've actually have their body turned. Let's say they're at like a little bit of like a 45-degree angle away from you. More than likely that means that they do not want to be having this conversation and they kind of want to walk away. And again, you got to get really good at reading those signals. If you start to see them kind of turn their feet and start to like shuffle their feet and walk away, more than likely they're done with the conversation. Cut the conversation short. You don't need to keep talking to them and keep talking their ear off, because to be honest, they don't really want to be having the conversation. The other thing too is pay attention to the words they're using. If they say boyfriend or, whatever, they're keeping their answers really brief and it kind of seems like they're really closed off. Take the L. Take the L. It's okay. It's okay to be friendly with somebody, walk away and not close any deal. But let's say there's good body language, good spacing, good vibes, good energy. They're sitting there having that conversation with you. It kind of feels like they're down. There's two schools of thought on closing a deal for me. The first one is if it's somebody that I'm like, okay, I just met this person and I might be running into them again, or it was a really light, more friendly conversation and I don't really have a true good like dating vibe with them, I'm going to go for the Instagram, right? I'm going to keep it light. If we've had a 3-4 minute conversation, most people maybe they'll give you their number and maybe they'll be down. But again, it depends on the energy, right? If you're in more of a green light place, again, like the bar, and you're having a very long-winded conversation with somebody, you better be getting their number. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, hey, you're about to go to the next bar. Like, let me text you. Or, hey, I would love to take you out sometime. What's your number? I would love to take you out. But again, you're setting the precedent right there. You know what I'm saying? You're shooting your shot immediately if that's what it is. And don't get me wrong. Do the number. If it is somebody that you're like, very attractive, love the vibes, good energy, go for the number. But again, more than likely, a lot of our interactions, there's a little bit of fear there. There's a little bit of like, I don't really know. Maybe it's a little bit more friendly. I can't really tell the vibe. Go Instagram. You understand what I'm saying? You could go a little bit, okay, I don't really know. I'm just like flirting with you. I don't really know what the vibe is here, but yeah, fuck it. Like, let's just add each other on Instagram, follow each other, kind of see what it is. Because that's the thing for me. My whole rule with Instagram, I am not going to add a girl on Instagram. Let's say I see a girl at the gym. I am not adding a girl on Instagram unless I have a conversation with you. I'm not adding you just without talking to you. You know how soft that is? Honestly, if you're a dude listening to this, cut that shit out. For real. To me, that's soft as fuck. For real. If you don't have the balls to talk to her in person, but you're going to sit there and DM her instead because you saw her and thought she was hot, whack. Just to keep it real. If she adds you, different story. You know what I'm saying? If she's liking your shit or adding you, different story. Girls, whatever. You know what? I don't even care about y'all. Y'all could do it. Whatever. Y'all are soft. It is what it is. But last thing, if you have a dick and balls, you got to be using those. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I really want you to start stepping into that masculine energy of not having that fear or taking that risk to approach people. Okay, and one thing I forgot to mention is I want you to ask their name. And this is such a small but very important step because to me, it makes the experience more personalized, right? Like, think about that. Like, our name, again, I know it's like seems small, but it really makes the other person maybe feel more interested, or they feel like you're taking a deeper investment into them by asking what their name is, right? Oh, okay. Now the next time you see them, very easy to continue the conversation. If you don't know their name, sometimes it's hard, right? I was going to mention, if you are at the gym, right, or a place where you're going to see them very often, you really don't have to go for the contact information right away. Like, you could just have a really good conversation and just kind of let it rock because you're like, okay, well, I'll see them next time. So it's cool. And then you could kind of keep building rapport with them and then eventually get the contact information and go from there. But again, if you're in a position where you meet somebody out, right? Let's say you see a cute girl at a bus stop or something, like at the mall or something, you're next to her online and you guys get into like a little conversation. Oh, I like your shirt. I think it's really cool. Where'd you get it? Oh, it's blah, blah, blah. I got it from Zara. I don't know what the fuck they say. Like, oh, that's really dope. Like, where are you? You from here? You know what I'm saying? Just talk about regular shit. I don't know. Just shit that pops up into your mind or something that she has in her hand or I don't know, whatever. But eventually be like, oh, like, yo, can I add you on Instagram? I would love to follow you. Oh yeah, sure. Here, my Instagram is this. Boom. Now you've created the connection. Now you're following each other on social media. Now it's just a little bit of DM follow-up. Yo, like, honestly, again, you don't even need to go right for the kill every single time. It's also about building that rapport. You understand what I'm saying? Again, think about sales. Do not throw your offer right on the table. You don't need to do that. I understand that a lot of people are like, well, just ask me out immediately. Again, if it's that vibe, do it. But to me, there is something about just having a conversation with somebody, adding them on social media, sharing a couple DMs, and then asking them out. Hey, yo, we should go get drinks sometime. Or, hey, yo, let's go. I would love to take you to dinner. Let's Let's go this week. I'm free Thursday. Are you down? Pick a time, pick a place. Give her a specific time. And again, if you're the guy, I need you to be in control of the planning, right? Do not ask her where she wants to go. Do not ask her what she thinks. Just come up with ideas. And that's the thing too, is you don't need to demand things. You could just throw out ideas. As the guy, you don't actually need to even pick anything. You just kind of got to give the options. Give the options. But you need to be coming up with a plan. Okay, so we did sign she's not really into it. Oh, sign she is into it. Again, laughing, touching her hair, prolonging the conversation. If she's prolonging the conversation and giggling along with you and you kind of see the energy of her just constantly talking to you, dog, it's game over. Let's go. Wrap it up. Close the deal. You know what I'm saying? Get the Instagram, get the number. I don't know what it is. Figure it out. We talked about the body language, right? Being in flow, mimicking. What else we got here? Don't get really down on yourself if you miss an opportunity, right? Let's say there's a really cute girl and you don't actually say anything. What I want you to do is I want you to promise yourself the next time that you see her or the next time you see them, you're going to say something. Force yourself to push through that discomfort and say something. That is the only way you're actually going to get better at this. Seriously. And I don't want to hear that you're going to come off creepy or you're going to do something fucked up. You're not. Yo, this is just human relationships in general. I've been writing down every day in my journal. Say what you think, ask for what you want, persist until you succeed. And you need to stick to that. You need to have that mantra. It is about confidence. So I had one of my coachees, she was like, does confidence really matter, right? Because, and the reason she was talking about this is, she does have this like anxious attachment, right, kind of style. She gets very nervous. And also too, I think with a lot of people that haven't had a ton of success in dating, you kind of have this view of yourself as not being worthy. And when you have that view of yourself, it's very difficult for you to think that you could walk up to somebody, have a conversation, and things actually will work out. But the reality is you don't understand or know that until you actually try doing that. You have to put yourself out there. Confidence does matter. And here's the thing. I tell my coaches all the time, the actions of confidence come first. The feelings of confidence come second. You have to take the actions that you want to take in order to become confident in that thing. So if you want to become better at flirting and you want to meet somebody in the wild, to summarize, what is it about? Taking responsibility for the interaction. Okay, if I see a cute person, it's up to me to create the connection. If I'm a girl, I'm going to signal something. I'm going to make sure that he knows that I am in this room and I'm available for a conversation. I might even approach. If I'm a guy, if I see a cute girl somewhere, I'm going to promise myself that I'm going to say something. I'm just going to say something. I'm going to find the right timing. I'm going to proceed when I think it's really a good spot. I'm going to use my environment. I'm going to observe something. I'm going to approach confidently, right? I'm not going to approach and be standoffish. I'm going to create good space between us. I'm not going to be on top of her, but I'm not going to be far from her. I'm going to be confident in the way that I'm going to speak. I'm going to look her in the eye. And I'm just going to have fun with the interaction. And that's all it really is. I'm going to ask her good questions. I'm going to fuck around. I'm going to build some rapport. And then at the end, I'm going to close the deal. I'm going to ask for the Instagram. I'm going to ask for the number. I'm going to ask what she's doing later this week. And make the move. And essentially all you got to do is just repeat that process every single time you see an attractive person out in the wild. And eventually you will meet somebody out there. You don't need dating apps. I'm so serious about that. Like I've created so many connections with people at festivals, at the gym, at wherever you are. Like I said, and here's the thing, if you want to meet good people, you got to start living a more colorful life. Like if you're working from home, get your ass out of the house. Serious. Like it's up to you to create those opportunities and that energy, ultimately for you making that connection with people. I want to see y'all thrive. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's about. And listen, I mean, when it comes to the actual texting of shit, count me the fuck out on that part, because that part I'm fucking ass on. You know what I'm saying? Listen, here's my thing. If you've got a great personality, but you're bad at the actual texting, use voice notes. That's it. That's my advice. What I've recognized is if I try to be sarcastic over a text message, doesn't work. I got to use voice notes. Honestly, even with girls that I'm like meeting and flirting with, like online, I be sending video messages. I don't give a fuck. You got to kind of catch the vibe, seriously. Because sometimes that low effort texting really works with some girls. Whereas like with other ones, you kind of need to do something a little bit more, okay, she wants to see something different. Here's what I'll say. For really high profile women with a lot of followers or women that have a lot of attention, you got to go big. And what I mean by that is, I think you got to be, here's the thing. It's not about being obnoxious, but it's about being different than the status quo. You're not just saying, hey, baby, what's up in her DMs. No, you talk about her personality, send a video message, send a voice note, elevate the communication as something better than just some bullshit text message. Observe something about her profile, observe something about what she's doing. Again, it's all about being present and I don't know, giving that connection actual attention that is deeper than just the surface level bullshit. And it also starts with your beliefs too. Let's not even get into that, right? First off, you got to believe that you're worthy of love. You got to believe that you're attractive. You got to believe that other people will see the good vibes and good energy in you. And honestly, it really, to me, and I'm serious about this, and especially for guys, it is not really about your looks at all. I'm sorry. A lot of guys online are just like, but you're hot. No, I'm fucking not, dog. Like there has been times in my life where I had not been attractive. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Did I go to the gym and work out? For sure. Do I got some tattoos? Yeah. But am I the tallest guy in the room? Fuck no. You understand what I'm saying? There's girls that would not even fucking touch me. Let's be honest. But you just got to have that energy that none of that matters. Accept yourself. Love yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, you're a dope dude. You're fucking, ladies too, you are enough. You are attractive. You can fucking go meet somebody and they will be receptive to it as long as you're bringing that energy that you are worthy of that. So what I think it really comes down to is practice. And again, with everything in life, right? I mean, listen, what do? It's all the success that you want is on the other side of the uncomfortable actions that you're afraid to take. If you are afraid to take the action, it means you want to do it, and it means you should do it, and it means that if you can elevate yourself and actually do the thing, you're going to expand yourself. You're going to become more confident. You're going to be able to approach people in the wild over and over and over. So I hope this was a little bit of a confidence boost for you. I want to see you on the prowl. You know what I'm saying? I'm a flirting whore. This is why. I love it. I'm so serious. There's nothing like the thrill of like just walking up to a stranger, like starting a random conversation and seeing if you can get the Instagram. Like it's nice. You know what I'm saying? Make a game out of it. Make it fun for yourself. And that's the thing too. It's like, yo, this should be fun. It shouldn't be hard. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like a job interview. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Bring some razzle dazzle. Do something funny. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Use your personality. I know that you have some. You know what I'm saying? I know that you do. We all have something to offer. We're all unique in our own fucking ways. I got to get the fuck off this soapbox. I'm fucking done with this shit. My whole point is, everything's my whole point. Everything's a long story short. Everything's my whole point is, everything's, you guys get the fucking point. You guys get the fucking point. Get your ass up. Get your ass out of the house. Have the conversation. Say something. If you want to summarize flirting in a nutshell, say something. Speak up. Walk up to them. Say anything. Say anything. Grab their shirt. I don't give a fuck. The girl in the gym, I just walked in her way. I don't give a fuck. What's up? I'm here. Hey, let's have a conversation. What are you going to do? Stop me? No, you're not. You can't. You can't stop me. And that's the thing. If you're really going to be successful in this world, what is it about too? We don't take no for an answer. That's not true. You got to know when to take your L's. You got to know when to take your L's. But there's no bigger L than missing an opportunity or letting fear defeat you and not actually saying something and not actually making the approach because you feel, I don't know, whatever fucking excuse. That's what I'm trying to say. If you really want to keep it real, if you have any type of excuse as to why you didn't go up to her, oh, well, she did this or she did that. Think about the dog walking girl with me. Oh, she was too far. Excuse. If you care about it and you want to make something happen, there's no excuse. Again, you're only fooling yourself when you don't take an opportunity or you don't push past that discomfort. Are you going to do it every time? No. So you don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel shameful about it, because then you're going to feel shittier than that, right? If we have a lot of failures, it's very hard to pick ourselves back up and keep moving. But there's no bigger failure than not trying. And I guess that's what I'm really trying to tell you about all of this is fucking get your ass out there. Shoot your shot. All right. That was my podcast this week. If you ever want to work with me, apply. Link is in the bio somewhere. Figure it out. I love helping people with their self-worth, their boundaries, you fucking name it. Sign up for the newsletter. Yo, I've been writing some fucking fire newsletters. If you really like this, the dating advice, I give more even hard dating advice over the newsletter. It's your fucking email and your first name. Come on. This isn't really, come on. Figure it out. All right. Have a great one. I will talk to you very soon. Flirting Masterclass. I hope you learned something. And I hope this week, I challenge you to go out there and flirt with as many people as you possibly can and just see what happens. Let's just see how many people you actually meet and what actually happens. Your life can change this week. Go do it. Shoot your shot. I love you. All right. I'll talk to you soon.